got your mouth wide, man. We over here in like the heart of the city. They call it the money side right now. We here went through what they call not suppression, but what it is called when we lose money. You know what I'm saying?
Recession or something?
Recession. We went through a recession, but you know things up and coming, my man. Like it was like the South Side, but I think we went to war with the South Side, so it was like a civil war. Don't say so. It separated and made the mid side. You know what I'm saying? You know how this situation goes. It's just like war sometimes. But right now everything at peace. You know what I'm saying? Over here mostly GDs and BDs. They said with some bloods over here. I ain't seen none though. And we ain't seen none. You know what I'm saying? More ain't nothing but some disciples over this way. But you know, we got city, there ain't nothing but some love, but like a lot of city be banging, you know what I'm saying? We don't bang nothing but the dollar. We see a dollar, we gonna stomp it out.
Columbus, man, Columbus is what it is, man. Small country town with some big ballers and players in it, man. That's all it is.
Is the mid side the heart of the city, man?
Mid side, the heart of the city, man.
Mid side,
Okay, no doubt.
It's change from mid side to the money side.
To the money side. They said there's gonna be money side over here.
Got everything from Q-tips to heroin.
On Columbus police investigations after 3 people were shot within a matter of hours on Tuesday. The shootings taking place in the middle of the day between 1 and 4:30 in the afternoon. We're also taking a look at where these shootings are happening, as well as the violence that began last Friday in the Fountain City when 9 people were shot over 72 hours. Our Ashley Williams joins us live from the Columbus Police Department tonight. And Ashley, so what is Columbus Police Chief Freddie Blackman saying it's going to take for the people of Columbus to see some much needed change?
Barbara, Chief Blackman was not available to talk today, but my last one-on-one interview with him was about 2 weeks ago. You may remember those strings of shootings in the far Old Casita Roads areas. And in that interview, he tells me his plan to combat gun violence in the Fountain City. Take a listen.
We're going to do what's necessary with our increased patrol, ensuring that our hotspot locations are certainly patrolled in a heavy manner.
This interview taking place in the days following numerous shootings near Far and Old Casita Roads. Fast forward to the past 5 days, 9 confirmed shootings throughout Columbus, leaving 10 people injured and 2 people dead. Take a look at this map. It all started Friday morning when police responded to Saunders Drive, where 21-year-old Donqueris Fletcher was pronounced dead. Later that same night, a woman was shot on Floyd Court. At last check, she is in stable condition. Then Saturday night, a shooting involving 3 victims, leaving 55-year-old Joe Williams dead on Diane Avenue. The other 2 victims are in stable condition at last check. While on the scene of Diane Avenue, CPD received reports that 2 people were shot near Y Street. Their condition unknown right now. If you take a look at this map, the shootings on Diane Avenue and Y Street, located just blocks away, happened in the same time frame. We move along to Sunday when 2 separate shootings broke out. The first on Dozier Street, leaving 1 person in a serious condition, and the other on 22nd Street. That victim is expected to be
condition Wednesday after she was wounded in a shooting near downtown Columbus, police said. Officers were called to the shooting at 636 6th Avenue about 1 p.m. The child was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. Police had the area sealed off with crime scene tape for much of the afternoon as investigators questioned residents in the 2-story brick complex at 6th Avenue and 7th Street. Police Major J.D. Hawk later said the fatal Tuesday afternoon shooting in the parking lot of a Milgen Road restaurant. Officers were called to Mercy's Jamaican Kitchen, 5753 Milgen Road, shortly after 5 p.m. in reference to a shooting. A 30-year-old woman with gunshot wounds was found at the scene and transported to Piedmont Columbus Regional Hospital. She was declared dead at 5:16 p.m., Muskogee County Deputy Coroner Charles Newton said. Released an identity for the 20-year-old man found dead in a Gleason Avenue home Friday morning. Robert Brooks is being transferred to Atlanta for an autopsy. He was pronounced dead shortly after police were notified of the shooting around 5 a.m. Brooks's death marks Columbus's second homicide this week. Investigative Services Major Gil Sluchik said the shooting happened when an unknown number of suspects opened fire outside the 2940 Gleason Avenue address sometime before 5 a.m.
One person is dead and at least 5 others are hurt in multiple shootings. Police in Columbus say 4 people were taken to the hospital last night. One of them has serious injuries. We're told the shooting spanned across 3 different scenes. We'll update you as soon as
surveillance camera photos will help them identify suspects in the deadly Sunday shooting at Sands Apartments on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Columbus. Derek Scott, 34, of Columbus, was pronounced dead at Piedmont Columbus Regional Midtown Campus after the shooting at 1213 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Preliminary autopsy results show Scott died of a gunshot wound to the torso, Muskogee County Chief Deputy Coroner Freeman Worley said Wednesday. The 5 suspects are described as black males ranging in age from 16 to 21 years old, ranging in height from 5 feet 5 inches to 6 feet 1 inches tall, and weighing 140 to 200 pounds. Anyone with information on the shooting of Scott, a February shooting on 5th Avenue in Columbus that left a 29-year-old man dead. According to a press release, Nico Cordero Fitzpatrick was arrested on Tuesday with the help of the U.S. Marshals Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force and the Columbus Police Department's Property Crimes Unit. Fitzpatrick is charged with murder in the February 11th shooting that occurred just after 9:30 a.m. Muskogee County Coroner Buddy Bryan pronounced Ronnie Jackson Jr., 29, dead at Piedmont.
A shooting that left 3 people injured on Bowie Avenue. Police called out to that area about shots fired yesterday. According to officials, 3 people were injured, 1 man in critical condition, another in stable condition, and a female treated and released from the hospital. Well, some folks in South Columbus near Bowie Avenue say they don't really feel safe there because of recent shootings in that area. Newsletter 9's Anaya Spraggs joins us live from the Chevron gas station off of Farr Road, where a man was shot and killed there this past Wednesday. So, Anaya, remind us of some of the most recent crimes in that area and how folks are feeling about it.
Well, Jason, in November, someone was shot here, and not even 2 weeks later, somebody was shot and killed at the MK Mart, which is literally next door. Now, people in this area say these sort of crimes are senseless, and they are the reason why they're considering moving away from the area. Within the past 24 hours, 4 people have been shot.
Once everything started lifting and people were allowed to move around more, it seemed like the crime just got worse.
Police say the man shot on Sweetwater Drive Thursday night has now passed away. Hours after that, 3 people were shot on Bowie Avenue.
In the Fountain City in the last few days, and Columbus now surpassing 50 murders for 2021, which is a record high already. Newsletter 9's Kiana Jordan joins us live from Calhoun Drive with details on this shooting. And Kiana, you also looked at how crime prevention organizations are trying to prevent some of these crimes. Tell us more.
Well, Barbara, Jason, I'm on Calhoun Drive right now, and just behind me is where that shooting took place. 27-year-old Jamar Pipkin is the 51st person to be killed at the hands of gun violence.
Residents on Calhoun Drive were scared out of their sleep from the sound of fatal gunshots around 6 Monday morning.
Every morning you wake up, somebody's dead or shot.
Columbus police say 27-year-old Jamar Pipkin's death brings the total number of murders in 2021 to 51. As murders continue to increase every week, local crime prevention organizations are trying to find ways to stop the violence.
It's almost $1 million that's being put into community organizations to prevent crime. And frankly, it's not working.
Founder of Southern Anti-Racist Network, Teresa El Amin, is among the crime prevention organizations that receive
streets of Muskogee County, Harris County, and also Lee County, Alabama. And we're just glad that we were able to intercept them and get them off the streets. The investigation led to multiple search warrants being executed in both Georgia and Alabama. The combined efforts of this investigation paid off on Tuesday, January the 28th, with the seizure of over $1 million in illegal narcotics. The investigation resulted in the seizure of approximately 19 pounds of methamphetamine worth an estimated $880,000, 495.5 grams of heroin worth an estimated $198,160, and 30.7 grams of marijuana worth an estimated $307. In addition, over $31,000 in U.S. currency was recovered, which can be proven to be proceeds from the illegal.
About every imaginable shape and form. A vehicle has only certain types of. A vehicle has only a certain limited number of areas where you can conceal something, and we've pretty much seen drugs everywhere, from a dashboard to fuel tank, inside tires, the ceiling, rocker panels, within the engine compartment, the intake manifold. We've also seen drugs inside batteries, the water for washing windshields, just about anywhere you can imagine, seat cushions. The officers become very well adept at seeing what a typical vehicle will look like, and if there's been some sort of a modification, a lot of times that'll jump out to them.
Customer/partners was a guy named Torrance Bookie Hill out of Columbus, Georgia, which is about an hour and a half south of the ATL. In his own case, Hill pled guilty, and he testified that he was supplying members of BMF in his own operation, supposedly grossed up to $9 million a month, and he was getting his supply from Craig Petty's. Petty's at this point was getting loads of 150 to 600 keys. Hill was getting loads of 150 to 500 keys a month starting in 2003 from Petty's. He once testified he got 2,500 keys at once from Petty's Mexican connection, Edgar LaBarbie Villarreal. Now that would have been worth $50 million wholesale at $20,000 a key, and $250 million by the time it went into people's lungs, noses, and veins. So this George Hill guy is most likely the source of the word on the street that BMF was getting supplied by Craig Petty's.